What's poppin' YouTube? JD here, back with a very special review for you guys. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about a sneaker that I've been dying to get my hands on. I finally have it. I got the Jordan 5 Off-White. So this review is gonna be very different than my regular reviews. It's gonna be a lot more chill. This is just me hanging out with you guys, telling you about a shoe that I love, a review I really couldn't wait to do. So yeah, let's get into it. So at the start of this year, I looked at my sneaker collection and I told myself that, you know what, I really don't need these many sneakers. And my resolution, one of my resolutions in 2020 was to only cop sneakers that I really, truly wanted. Not try to cop a release pretty much every week because I pretty much don't need all these shoes. So I have been very strict about what kind of shoes that I've been copying for my personal collection. So I've been very strict about what shoes I've been copying for my personal collection. And so far this year, I've pretty much only copped 3 sneakers for my personal collection. The first is this pair, the Nike Dunk Low Plum, and then also the Dunk Low in the Syracuse colorway. I knew I had to get my hands on these. I couldn't possibly pass these up. So these were the first 2 that I copped for myself. And pretty much every other sneaker that I've copped this year, I've already sold, or I'm just holding on to them, waiting for prices to rise a little bit and then sell them. There was one shoe, however, that I just couldn't get my hands on. I basically struck out on Nike sneakers. I couldn't get it at any store. And it was a pair that I really, really wanted for myself. And that was this one, the Jordan 5 Off-White. I don't normally pay resale for sneakers, but I did tell myself that as soon as I managed to hit 10K subscribers, which I did, thanks to you guys out there, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I told myself that, you know, as soon as I hit that 10K mark, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger on these because you know what? I worked hard for it and I really, really wanted them. And I was really lucky enough to find someone who was willing to do a trade for these. So basically what I traded to get these sneakers was 1 pair of the Dunk Low Viotechs, another pair of the Dunk Low Plums, and also an extra 120 euros on top. So assuming the value of the Viotech and the Plum was about 200 each, in total, I spent about roughly 520 for this pair of sneakers, which in my opinion was definitely in my price range. The prices definitely dropped a lot on these. When these first came out, a size 11, so my size, was going for about 950 euros. So that is just insane that I was able to get a dead stock pair for pretty much half of that. So, and that was just 2 months later. So I'm very happy the prices dropped on these and it was perfect timing with my channel hitting 10K. So yeah, man, pulled the trigger and I love these. Last year, I only paid resale for 2 sneakers. That was the Sakai in the green colorway and also the Travis Scott lows. And at the end of the year, when I did my rankings of the best sneakers that dropped in 2019, those were 1 and 2 for my favorite sneakers of the year. So that's why I paid resale for them. If it's a sneaker I really, really want. And this one I did pay resale. It was also kind of like a gift to myself. I did have my birthday a couple days ago. Shout out to all of you guys that sent me happy birthday wishes, by the way, on Instagram. Really appreciate that. A lot of you guys did that. So it really just made my day that much more special. So thank you guys. So here's my thing about this sneaker. Now, when I think of all the Jordan silhouettes from like 1 to 13, which are pretty much the only silhouettes that people care about, if I were to rank them from 1 to 13, I would probably put the Jordan 5 maybe at either 12 or 13 for basically my least favorite Jordan models. And I know a lot of you guys have probably already started calling me a hype beast for liking these so much, but I completely disagree with you guys because this to me is nothing like other Jordan 5s. What Virgil has done here is basically take away everything I didn't like about the Jordan 5 and make a much better version of the shoe. The thing I really disliked the most about Jordan 5s was just how bulky the sneaker looked. It just looked kind of weird on my feet. It looked like a super fat, chunky shoe. But Virgil has completely replaced the materials here. You don't have that chunky leather anymore. Instead, you have this nylon material that is covered in this plastic layer. So it's a much slimmer version of the original Jordan 5s. Also on the original Jordan 5s, you have at the top of the shoe here, you have these two bulges on either side of the shoe, which I really didn't like. It looked like the sneaker was pregnant with twins. I just didn't understand those bulges, and that was one of the main reasons why I didn't like the shoe. And Virgil took those away. He's also much more slimmed down this tongue. The tongue is extremely padded on the original Jordan 5s, but this is a much more slimmed down version of the tongue. It's just a much nicer version of a Jordan 5 in my opinion. Let me know down in the comments, do you guys think that this off-white Jordan 5 is a better version of the Jordan 5, or do you prefer the OG Jordan 5? Let me know what you guys think. And I'm not someone who pretty much jumps on everything Virgil does. Like, I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm like the biggest off-white fan in the world. I do think that he's made a lot of really dope sneakers, but at the same time, I feel like he's also missed on a lot of sneakers that were just kind of trash in my opinion. For example, this sneaker right here. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love this sneaker, but the reason I love it is because it looks like a regular Dunk Low. It pretty much is a regular Dunk Low in a super sick colorway, this green colorway. And everything I don't like about the sneaker is pretty much everything Virgil did to the sneaker. I hate these orange laces on top. It looks like he pretty much dropped some spaghetti on the sneaker. And I don't like the off-white branding. I don't like these little loops. Pretty much anything that Off-White did to the sneaker, I hate. I just wish it was a regular GR Dunk in this colorway. I would have preferred it. And there have been so many other trash Off-White sneakers like the Vapor Streets, the Waffle Racer. Even when you look at the original 10 that released, there were some in that collection that I really didn't like the Air Max 97s. Yeah, so you can't call me like a Virgil hype beast. I just personally think that what he did to the Jordan 5, making a guy like me, a guy who absolutely hates Jordan 5s, to make me fall in love with the shoe takes a lot. So I definitely give a lot of props to Virgil for what he did here. He absolutely killed this collab. I really like this colorway. So this was inspired by the metallic colorway of the Jordan 5s. It kind of is inspired by the metallic 5s because the sole is different. You have this yellowed out sole, which is so sick. Like, it's got that vintage kind of vibe. It adds that bit of vintage to the shoe. And the upper is kind of done in this grayish black rather than just like a matte black like the metallic 5s. And I personally prefer this colorway much more than the upcoming Jordan 5 Off-Whites. Like that white colorway that we heard might be dropping during the Christmas period. I personally think this colorway is definitely the dopest one, at least that we've seen pictures of so far. The box too, very dope. It's a regular Jordan 5 box with these holes cut out, and you can kind of see through the holes because it's done in plastic. It does kind of look like a big piece of cheese though, not gonna lie. Getting into the shoe itself, so the upper is made out of nylon and it's covered in this plastic material. There are certain portions of the shoe that's done in a very thin plastic. For example, these holes that you see on the lateral and medial side. And the reason that it's done out of this very thin plastic is because you can actually cut it out. So you have like full-on holes in the shoe. Virgil did that himself in some of his Instagram pictures, and that was how he actually intended the shoe to originally look. I don't personally know how I feel about that. I wouldn't want holes in my shoe, to be honest. So I don't personally plan on doing that, and I'm glad that they left the plastic there. This sneaker comes with a black Off-White zip tie, that signature zip tie that you get with all Off-White sneakers. And in the past, pretty much every Off-White sneaker I've had, I've always taken off the tag when I wear the shoe out in public. This is probably the only time where I will be actually leaving the tag on. And the reason for that is because it's done in this black color. It's kind of like subtle. It just adds a bit of flex to the shoe, and it doesn't, you know, take away from the shoe itself. It's just, I like the color of this tag, so I do plan on leaving it on. And very quickly, if you've been enjoying this video so far and you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am dropping content every single week. And of course, guys, help me defeat that YouTube algorithm. Smash that like button. It really helps out the channel. The shoes come with 3 sets of laces. They come default with some black laces. They also come with a white pair as well as a red pair. I didn't hesitate. As soon as I got these sneakers, I switched out the black pair and put on the white ones because this just looks super hard. That's just what I think. Let me know down in the comments which one of these 3 lacing options would you go with. For me, definitely the white ones bang. You also have this 23 motif done on the lateral side of the sneaker, and on the back of the sneaker you have that beautiful Nike Air logo. The only thing I would probably change about the shoe is I would remove this 23 right here. I totally understand that Jordan brand is Michael Jordan's brand and this is his number, but the guy's been retired for like 2 decades almost now, and a lot of people who wear Jordans now have probably never even seen him play. I have seen him play. I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan, don't get me wrong, but I just think that we don't need pretty much every single Jordan retro to have something to do with Michael Jordan. Like, oh, this colorway was inspired by the jacket he wore to his first ever game. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it's getting a bit unnecessary now. We don't need some kind of inspiration from Michael Jordan himself on every single Jordan release. That's just my opinion. Once again, let me know down in the comments how you guys feel about that. As far as sizing goes, this fit me absolutely true to size. There is a bit of room in the toe area, but I wouldn't go a half size down because width-wise, it fit absolutely perfectly. Just a tiny bit of room at the toe, which I'm totally fine with, so I would suggest going true to size. I did talk about resale with this shoe, about how resale has dramatically dropped for this shoe. It has actually started to go back up now. I did drop a video recently talking about the current state of the resale market and why prices dropped a lot. I can leave a link to that up here. However, this sneaker, it did drop just like the other sneakers have dropped in the last couple of months. However, this one has now started to go back up, which means that this is one of those sneakers where the prices have bottomed out. So I do not see them dropping any further. I see these going back up. They're definitely going to be on the way up now. So if you were one of those people who really wanted this shoe, I personally wouldn't wait any longer. I really don't see the prices dropping further on these. So just go ahead, pull the trigger right now if you guys really want the shoe. And if you guys haven't figured it out already, if I haven't made it so obvious in this video, yes, for me, this is definitely my sneaker of the year. And another sneaker would have to absolutely blow me away for it to actually replace this shoe as sneaker of the year. But yeah, for me right now, at least, now we are in April, so it's almost the end of the first third of the year. This is by far, for me, the best sneaker to drop this year. If you're not already following me on Instagram, make sure you do. The handle is right here. It is at JDKick6. That is definitely the easiest place to contact me. I respond to all you guys, so make sure you follow me on there. I do drop a lot of content on there as well. The on-feed portion of the video coming up right now. Thank you so much for watching this video. Until next time, guys, peace.